so beautiful out today. All the kids.
I know, but it's supposed to be a terrible
walking, riding
weekend.
bikes. I know, for Mother's Day. What a bummer.
It's supposed to be like Arctic, maybe snowflakes.
Oh, no. No, no. That's why they say don't plant in your garden until Mother's Day. Because you never know, you're going to get that last
You know what?
frost.
I did. I didn't take that advice, and I did plant some stuff, so we'll see.
Cross fingers.
Yeah.
I have string beans growing in my window right now. I can't wait to plant them.
Oh, really? Well, I mean, I shouldn't have done it probably. Yeah.
We'll cross our fingers. Hi to everybody who's joining us. I see we have some attendees filling in, so we're just going to give it until 4 o'clock and wait till everybody joins us. But welcome to everyone who's here so far. You're here for Sarah Fletcher. We'll be starting in just a few minutes. What are you doing to keep entertained, Sarah? You're in the city?
No, I'm out in the country. The city.
Oh,
I have a really tiny apartment, and we have a family house on Long Island. So.
Oh, I'm sure
here.
that's nice.
Yeah.
To get outside.
Yeah. Well, the thing about the city too is most people don't have cars in the city. We have
Right.
a car out here, so you're really trapped. I mean, because you don't want to take an Uber, you don't want to take a cab, you don't want to take public transportation.
Sure, sure.
And I have a really tiny apartment, so.
Now's a good time to be in the suburbs.
Yes, I know. I think that New York is going to people aren't going to be there as much.
Yeah.
People are realizing it's fine not to be in the city.
Yeah, right? For the first time.
Yeah. No, really, I think it's going to change because, and I think it might affect real estate values and everything.
Well,
because I know out here on Long Island, they're very low compared to, you can buy a studio apartment in the city for the price of a 4-bedroom house on 2 acres,
Right, right.
I mean, the difference.
Absolutely. Good, you can get outside a little bit on a beautiful day like today. Today is lovely.
Yeah.
And where are we at? 3:59. We'll just give it a few minutes to everybody who's joining us. Welcome. We'll just get started in a few minutes. We're here with Sarah Fletcher today. So in just a few moments, we'll get started. Everybody's hiding in their home offices, right? Or makeshift home offices. Now's a good time. Now's a good time to fix them up for everybody out there and their clients. Okay. Seeing some chat. I see chat is working. Hi, Virginia. Hi, Nancy. Thanks for joining us today. Just give it one more minute. I don't know if everybody can read the webinar chat. It says, welcome, thank you for joining us. We'll be starting shortly. Gotta love technology. We have audio, visual, we have some texting and chatting going on. So just a quick announcement to everybody who's here. We are recording this webinar today, so if there's any part of it that you missed, we will be posting this and other of our webinars on our YouTube channel. So you can always catch it at a later time. If there's any information you missed, you want to watch it again, or if you know a friend or a colleague who missed it would like to catch up, you can catch it on our YouTube channel. It's 4 o'clock. We'll just give one more minute and then we'll get started. Is that okay, Sarah?
Oh, yeah.
Great. Okay. Hi, Beth and Sabella. I love this. Hi, Linda Kitson. Have a little chat strolling here. Linda, YouTube is public. Yes, it is. Thank you for the question. Our YouTube channel is available to everyone. If you haven't seen it, we're posting webinars. We are posting videos from industry partners since we can't get out to see them. They're putting together some short videos. So if you haven't seen it after this webinar, you might want to check it out. Not before, not during. But okay, we're at 4:01. What do you say we start, if you don't mind? Welcome everybody. I just like to do a little bit of housekeeping before we start. Good afternoon to members. Good afternoon if you're a guest. We're so happy you could be here with us today. If you don't know me, I'm Sandy Crivellis, current president of ASID New Jersey chapter, and I will be facilitating today's webinar with the wonderful Sarah Fletcher. Since many of us are working from our home offices and we can't get together in person for programs and CEUs, which is what we would normally like to be doing, at least we can connect with you and bring you important contact that's important to your businesses through webinars like these. So thanks for joining us today. I want to announce that for the next couple of months, at least, while we are kind of working, on a limited basis from home, we are starting something called Design Watch, which will be a set day and time, which is going to be like today, Thursday at 4 p.m. Eastern. So put it on your calendar, block it off. Every Thursday at 4, we're going to be bringing you a webinar. So keep an eye on our Facebook and Instagram pages for notifications about upcoming webinars. Today, bringing you the lovely Sarah Fletcher. So happy to have her with us today. She's not a stranger to us. She's been working for our chapter, with our chapter since 2017, providing a great service to us with PR. I'd like to just tell you a little bit about her before we get started. Sarah Fletcher, principal in Sarah P. Fletcher Communications, is a seasoned PR professional. She began her career teaching English and American history and then moved to House and Garden, where she was research editor. Following that, she spent 16 years leading the furnishings and design practice at Lou Hammond and Associates, where clients included Hunter Douglas, Brewster Home Fashions, Howard Miller Clefts, Michael Graves Architecture and Design, Wilson Associates, among others. Establishing her own firm in 2016, she is very proud to represent the New Jersey chapter of ASID. Yes, thank you. We're happy about that. And she provides a great service. So we're so pleased that you're a part of our family. Before I turn it over to you, Sarah, I just want to let everyone know, Sarah will share a PDF of today's presentation to all the attendees. So you don't have to take notes. You can just sit back and listen. Also, we will have, if you haven't noticed, there's a Q&A feature on the Zoom webinar. So if you do have questions, you can post them there. And after Sarah is done with her presentation, I'll take a look at the questions and answers, and we'll try to answer as many as we can for you. Also, I mentioned we are recording this webinar. So if there's any part of it that you've missed that you'd like to revisit, you can see it again on our YouTube. Having said all that, thanks for suffering through that. I'd like to turn it over to Sarah.
Thank you
Sarah,
so much. Thank you, Sandy. That was great.
Thank you.
Media matters and other marketing tips. Wait a sec. This isn't, oh yeah. Why do we need media and marketing? To build brand. What is a brand? A brand conveys credibility and trust. A brand is consistent across platforms. A brand provides differentiation in a crowded marketplace. The media landscape. You'll see that newspapers are a small part of it now. This is average time spent per user each day in the US. Magazines are also a small part. TV still dominates, and desktop internet is giving way to mobile. And you'll notice that some of these are projections from 2019 to 2021. It's an estimate. Media facts, newspapers. Newspapers have lost half their newsroom staff since 2008. And recently they have, their advertising has really, before 2008, their advertising was helping support them much more than the circulation. Before, circulation and advertising had been hand in hand, and then advertising really took off, and then it went for a nosedive. So they are suffering. Magazines, okay, they're a small segment, but they're a very affluent segment, and that is who most of you are targeting in your businesses, an affluent readership. But magazines, they rely heavily on advertising because by its very nature, an affluent audience is a smaller audience. And they've been shrinking in both print and online versions. Magazine partnerships and branded magazines are the new frontier in the lifestyle category. Here you have Ree Drummond of the Food Network. She's partnered with Hearst on the Pioneer Woman. You have Joanna Gaines has partnered with Meredith, Joanna and Chip Gaines on Magnolia Journal. You've got Airbnb magazine, and I don't know if you all recognize this Woolly magazine, but it is from Casper. And they started out being one of the first preeminent online mattress companies delivering mattresses in a box. Now they've gone to having retail stores, and now they have their own magazine. The future of advertising in magazines, it's up for debate. This one person I thought, this Patrick Niersbach, had something interesting to say, in my opinion. He said that people are getting tired of internet ads. They're not as effective. And he is seeing that there might be some advances in augmented reality and image recognition that will make print very attractive to advertisers, where they'll be able to really track who's reading and maybe purchase right from the magazine. I mean, that all will be amped up. Regional magazines, they're faring better than national. They can rely on local advertising, and they pivot easily to custom publishing. And I understand that General Plumbing Supply has a custom magazine, and they can be a good home for some of your projects if you use, a lot of their products and take photos, or they might even want to take them themselves. It can be a really nice venue to show your talents. Blogs, websites and blogs, they are integral to any media outreach. Virtually all traditional media are online as well. Now, there's a proliferation of news sites and blogs. In the design category, 80% of these news sites and blogs consist of blogs with under 10,000 unique monthly visitors. And if you're not familiar with unique monthly visitors, that is, you may visit a website 5 times, they count it once. And most bloggers are one-person operations that only cover something if it includes a revenue stream for them. Product samples, free trips, meals. Now, if you're selling product and you do a trade with them and you do a bunch of bloggers at once, it can be worthwhile. But you have to sort of keep track of it and make sure that they actually come through with what they promise. And then some blogs like Apartment Therapy, Remodelista, and Design Milk are full media properties with journalists, etc. Now, TV, radio, and podcasts. HGTV dominates broadcast design media, as you know. It's real estate driven, and a majority of the shows are filmed in Canada. And HGTV has made instant stars of many designers. More local TV also presents some opportunities. You've got George to the Rescue, you've got House Smarts, you've got the Princeton Lifestyle Show with Debbie Lang. And during the COVID-19 crisis, they're saying that local news is really gaining traction. People want to know what's happening in their particular area. And podcasts have emerged as the new form of radio, and Spotify has 500,000. And I know that there's a lot of talk that, how designers can set up their own podcasts. I think that's great, but I think it's better to try and be on someone else's first, unless you're going to put a lot of energy into something. Because all these things, they're not built overnight. It takes a lot of effort to create something. And I know when Nicole Heimer had her presentation, she was talking about COVID-19 and how you really have to position yourselves at this time as helping And, you know, with media, given their current state, it's very important to position yourselves with them as helping them. You're helping them do their job. Always think about that. How am I going to make it easiest for them? And they're looking for expert opinions and trends, and they're looking for projects to feature. And how to approach them. You want to limit and streamline communications. Everything should be in the email with one email follow-up. Only call if they're very critical, if it's very critical. And then for TV, it's good to include a link, a video if you have it. Also targeting the pitch to what the journalist is covering or the specific information they are seeking. If they ask you about colors for paint, only answer that question. You know, don't get further than that. That's what they're interested in. And, you know, their people, compliment them on a recent article. And also, if you're really interested in being featured by a certain journalist in a certain publication, you know, track the journalist, like them on Instagram, and also make sure you know about the publication. And that's the next point, which is you want to research editorial calendars for magazines. They're good, that's in their advertising media kit. You can just tell what the issues are focusing on. They're not always that detailed or not necessarily so accurate, but it gives you a general idea. And also project awards are also listed in these usually. And that's another way to get a project featured. And I know we talked about that particularly with contract magazines. You know, they all have awards, and they have project awards, they've got project awards. It's a good thing to research if you're interested. And again, keeping it short is important. Okay, so pitching products, you want to focus on what is unique and different, especially with the national outlets. They are becoming very, very competitive. I mean, more competitive than ever with the contracted staffs. And also they really have a celebrity focus. I think a few years ago, they had Jennifer Aniston on the cover of Architectural Digest. It sold more than any other issue. That really told them, we are focusing on celebrities. So know the outlet and ask yourself, why should they cover you and your project versus someone else? What was you and your client's vision for the project? How did you realize that vision? Were there specific challenges that needed to be overcome? How did you meet those challenges? What kinds of products and materials were used? Now, this is also, you know, they all have advertisers. So if you've used, you know, Armstrong flooring, Hunter Douglas window shades, Kohler plumbing fixtures, you know, they like that. Will the client agree to have their name and location published? And again, going with the celebrity angle, is there anything notable about the client? You know, are they, you know, have 10 houses around the world, something that will impress some of the editors. And then was there anyone else that worked on the project that was important to include? And there should also link to the photos, high res when available, through a file sharing service. And something that I sometimes do, I give them a link to the high res, and then I do a PDF where I put the photos, and then under them I'll say, here's the Kohler sink, here's the Armstrong flooring, here's the Hunter Douglas window shade. And, you know, maybe also in the beginning talk about what's unique and different about the project. Now, these are some photo styling. I don't see the photo. Let me go back. The photos don't seem to be coming up here. They should. I'm not sure what's happening there, but anyway, you should invest in professional photography when you can. Magazines often rely on it, and it's good for websites and social media. These are some styling tips from Architectural Digest online site, AD Pro for interior designers. Since we don't have the photos, I don't believe, but still they made some very good points. Leave room for the space to breathe. I love negative space. Unlike the kitchen, go for a more minimal display in the bathroom. It's a cleanliness thing. Kitchens and baths that look like the rest of the house are my favorite. Incorporate art, lamps, sculpture, a vase next to a piece of art. I love mirrors in the kitchen. They really open up the space. Now here's Michael Reynolds, another one. He says it's lovely to bring in something organic or natural, a mineral, crystal, skull or bone. I don't know if you have to bring in a skull or a bone, but it's a good idea. And I liked this one a lot. I always try to find an expression of the polar opposite. I always try and visually achieve a compositional state of balance. You want there to be dark and light in terms of energy. Mike Tenhev, you can't underestimate how important it is to have flowers or something living in a space. Now, I always think too, candles are also, something that can be good. She also loves artichokes, and as you'll see, she loves a bowl of lemon and limes that she put in this very colorful kitchen. What do you do with media once you get it? You can track coverage with something called Talkwalker alerts. They work a lot like Google alerts. Google did them originally. I think Talkwalker is working better now. You can put your company name, your name, and coverage will come up. You want to post the images and links on your website, post on social media, and include in e-newsletters to your clients and past clients. Your website and e-newsletters. Okay, this is search engine optimization. You all may be experts. You may have a tech person that's expert on your website. These are just a few tips. You might want to pass some of them by them before implementing them. These are basics. Media placements are good for SEO when they link to your site. It's called a backlink. A backlink is a social vote for your website from another website. The more prominent the site, the better. And content is king. Google is looking for fresh, interesting content and photos for the topic that you want to rank for. For most of you, that's interior design. Videos, I know that Nicole had this and said this in her seminar, that they really increase search. So now they're especially effective. It can just be a link to a video on your homepage. But all of these, you don't have to overdo it. If you're not going to move forward with your site because you're waiting for video, don't do that. It's just important to get things up. Blogs are good for SEO if you have one and like to write. But there are other ways of keeping your website up to date. This is something that I suggest, and I know that Spotify, an e-commerce site, has this app that you can do this on their sites. I like to stream in Instagram and Facebook, not just have a button, but so the content shows up. And I think it might sort of trick Google into thinking there's fresh content all the time. You can also post e-newsletters and make them, not just do a PDF or whatever, but actually put the thing so it looks like a blog. And if you're set on doing a blog, just keep it easy and short. The internet is littered with huge companies to very, runs the spectrum. Blogs that the last posting was, April 2016. That doesn't look good. So whatever you set out to do, just make sure it's manageable. This is very technical, but I think it's good to sort of understand just kind of the language so that if you do have a person and they start talking, a tech person, that you're talking about the same thing. Website tags are metadata that refer to website elements that describe information on a web page. And you want to use these for all your important pages. And this is a little tip. There is a site called Yoast for WordPress that has SEO tips and tools. And I think you can also put your website through there and they'll tell you what's wrong with it in terms of SEO. Title tags, there's a description down there, are headlines for your website when Google searches it. There's also meta description tags, and that's the explanatory information under the headlines. Now, image alt tags are tags on images, videos, and charts. And I think this is important for you all because you have so many images. And so the image alt tag, that would be put in by your technical person unless you're doing it on your HTML. But it's important that be descriptive, like this pancake one. And if the website doesn't load, at least you have the description. And more importantly, which I didn't really realize, Google will not, will lower where your website comes up in search results because it is not providing access to people with disabilities, with vision issues. So this is an Americans with Disabilities Act. So if Google, is promoting your site with all these images that aren't tagged properly, they're going to get in trouble because of the American with Disabilities Act. I thought that was interesting. Now, image file names, we all know about those. If someone downloads it or you send them a bunch of them, you want to have something on it that leads it back to you specifically. Project name, company name, initials, etc. For this one, you might want to, the tag would be Blueberry Pancake Special at IHOP. And, I know you all have a lot of photos, but I think this is sort of saying you better, it's better to have fewer, but well tagged when you put them up. Also, especially with the meta tags, it's good to include keywords. This is what people generally search by. And you'll see I put in interior design. There's a Google Trends has an easy thing and you can just check it yourself versus interior decorating. So in your meta tags, they'll want to include interior design. Also, when on your website, you want to have that word somewhere, but don't worry on the content of your website, just write it naturally. But just know that if you're going to talk about the general thing, don't use interior decorating. Interior design is what people search for more. This is another little tip on local search. Google is running 82% of search on desktops and 97.8 on mobile. So be nice to them, claim your Google business listing. They'll like it. You want to fill out your business name and it's free. Local directories. One thing that can hurt search is if you're not, everything isn't listed the same. And there's a little hint, a little website you can look, mox.com/local, that will tell you if your address appears different or your name. And then so much traffic is on mobile now. Your site really should be mobile friendly, and that's just there's a little link here, search google.com test mobile friendly. That will tell you if your site is in fact mobile friendly. E-newsletters, I think we all know it's important to build client lists. Some of you may be doing a lot of e-newsletters. Whatever works for you, I think 6 times a year is definitely good. MailChimp is an e-newsletter service a lot of people use. There are others. A Constant Contact, I think, was kind of the pioneer in the space. And I think it's commonly felt among marketers that e-newsletters can be superior to social media because they appear right in the person's inbox. It's not Instagram and Facebook where they can decide who sees what, but it's just you to your client or potential client. Social media. Okay, so go where your clients are. And in my estimation, a lot of clients are on Facebook, 2.4 million, Instagram, and I think LinkedIn is a good place to have a presence. Now, some people, particularly if you're selling product, Pinterest can be good. It leads back to your website. If something's working for you, keep it. But these are just kind of general suggestions. Facebook, It's a comprehensive platform. It's good to have a presence. It allows hyperlinks, tells a complete story. It may connect you with your old high school friend and future client. Also, it's good because you can join a group. Maybe there's a group from your high school and there's a potential client there. You can also ask for reviews. Instagram. This has an engagement rate of 1.6% versus Facebook's rate of 0.09%. Engagement means people liking, commenting on your post. Instagram doesn't drive traffic to your website. There's no links on posts, just something to know. You have it in your profile section, but not on your posts. You need to download the app on your mobile phone, and you can view and comment on posts from the computers, but you can't upload photos. Now, there are some apps that let you do it, but just the normal practice is it has to be in your phone. It's great to have a business page. It offers more insights, the ability to advertise. Insights, it'll tell you who your audience is, what time they post in particular. And there's a trick to increase followers on Facebook and Instagram. And that's running a generic ad with a question such as, home is where the heart is, agree or disagree. And with this, you should target tier 2 followers. So those are followers outside the US in 39 countries. So if having a lot of followers is important to you, this is a way to do it. And it can cost as little as $50 for 3 days. That's probably how you should do it, sort of concentrated. Another point, which is true with all ads, Facebook and Instagram, they used to have a rule that you could not have on your photo more than 20% text. They've relaxed that rule, but they're still not showing things as much if promoting it as much if you have more than 20% text. Now, this is true for ads, but you also need to think about it for your posts. Text-heavy posts do not get circulated as much. To this point, Facebook and Instagram algorithms judge how much they're going to circulate a post. And partially, it's by how many likes and comments it gets right after posting. So it's a good idea if you post to have, your people that work with you, your family, or you have 2 accounts, post and like it and comment right away, because that will tell them this is popular, you should circulate it to a lot of people. And remember, social media is social. Be sure to be part of the conversation. Spend time liking and commenting on others' posts. And include hashtags, the little pound sign is what people search by. And Instagram will tell you which ones are popular. Also throw in a few emojis, they can be good. And in terms of hashtags, I think try not to do more than 11. And if you do, they need to be separated by 5 dots. And a strategy is to make 1/3 of your hashtags very general. So you're going to, could be seen by a very large group of people. I mean, you're targeting a large group. Or 1/3 general and 1/3 specific. So here we've got interior design, and then getting a little more specific, New Jersey interior design, and then we go to Monmouth County interior designer. And then the @ sign sends message directly to the owner of the associated account. You can also tag directly on the photo when posting. It's fine to do both. Stories appearing in circles on the top of the page increase viewership. They have up to 1 minute of content. Videos are also distributed more by Instagram and Facebook algorithms. Post once or twice a week if you can, at the same time each day. Now, if this is a very important marketing tool for you, post as much as you can, once a day. If you post a group of photos, keep in mind most people only do one thing on a post: like, comment, or swipe, but not all three. So, you might want to limit putting on the multiple photos. And there's a free design website called Canva that helps you design and size posts for Instagram. It's a very, very useful tool. This is Young Ha. She shot to fame doing the Kips Bay Decorator Show House last year. She had a beautiful room. I know a lot of you do show houses. I think they're so great. They really do a lot for you. But now we're not having them right now. But anyway, she has 58,000 followers now. And I listened to a presentation of hers that I thought was interesting. And she was the one who emphasized posting at the same time each day. And then she also divides her posts into 5 categories: inspiration, work, before and afters can work on that, shout outs, to your friend, great job on that. Social could be ASID events, and personal insights. Now here you see she's done a flower arrangement that she has in her office. Here she is, she's going to be in a New York Design Center virtual happy hour, and those are her birthday cupcakes. She has kept this in keeping with her very bright, colorful design sense. So you also want to make sure your page reflects your design sense. And in terms of personal insight, she doesn't, some people get very personal. She doesn't really. She'll do, here's dinner, Sunday night dinner with my children. I'm preparing it. And on the personal insight, a lot of people sometimes they put quotes, which I think can also be good. And it shows that you're human. If you have a quote about a challenge or something like that. LinkedIn, it's good to have a basic presence if you can. No need to work overtime on it. And it's a way for business people to find you as well. Some people will say, I'm not on Instagram, I'm not on Facebook. Now, again, if this is something where you've gotten clients, go for it. But the general advice I would say is just maintain a page, have a page. House, consumers are there, 16.8 million unique monthly visitors, 8 times higher than the number of visitors to hg.com, which is a very, very popular site in the category. Some of you are on there. Again, I don't know if all the consumers that are on there are really your target customer. If it works for you, it would be good. I've heard people find it very useful to advertise, particularly in different areas of the country. Say you want to build a business in Florida or Louisiana. New York area is very crowded to advertise, I believe. So the way you do it, you claim your business page, you fill out your business details. Nice to include a photo of yourself, ask clients for reviews. Again, this is with when you upload projects, list the location and the style, this type of space on the individual photos too. The more information you give, the more it helps the search. Reviews. Reviews help your ranking on Houzz and ranking of your website in search engine. Apparently it's a numbers game. Every 1 out of 10 will review. Ask in person at the in a thank you email, at the bottom of the digital invoice, the bottom of the print invoice, or the email signature. And just to end, don't overdo, don't get overwhelmed, focus. It takes time and patience to build a brand. Choose what is right for you and work it. Thank you.
Thank you, Sarah. That was amazing. I just had to find the button to turn my video and my microphone back on. That was amazing. I was trying to write down some notes and then I gave up because there's such a wealth of information here. So I'm looking forward to getting that presentation.
Yeah, it's got so many little.
has a lot of great information. So right now I would invite everyone to write in the Q&A section any questions that you have, and we'll try to answer as many as we can. We can start with one question that's here now. It's from Karen. How do we find out who our local social influencers are?
Oh, that's a good question. I don't know that. I'm not 100% sure. I'll think. I will. I've got to think about that one. I mean, I think you search, New Jersey designer. I mean, I don't know what kind of influencer, but I think a lot of it is just you have to do the work and searching on Instagram, do hashtags, New Jersey designer, New Jersey top influencers. You can also Google and see, who comes up, who's been listed in an article. That is often, people will be listed. Like bloggers are listed, like they won an award or something.
Okay, great. Okay, who else has questions? Tammy, hi. The Instagram page of the designer you showed, where is that?
It's you just go on Instagram and you look up, you put in her address, YOUNGHUH.
Okay, thank you for that. Let's see while we're waiting for another. Oh, okay. Thank you. I have a question actually. Is there a demand, and maybe you covered this, and if you did, I apologize. When we're dealing with kind of our traditional, maybe local magazines, like I'm going to just name Design NJ, for example, and we're sending them pictures. Obviously, they still have print, they have online. Should we start, as we move forward, as we're doing professional photographs, should we be doing videos at the same time and kind of send them in as a package, or have them available? So, maybe there's not an opportunity for some type of print publication, but maybe there's an opportunity for a video of the space.
It could work. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they'll run videos. It's a good idea. I mean, I think photography is the number one thing, but it can't hurt to do some video too. Okay. And also you can put it on your website. See, that's, you put it on your website. It's
about how video is kind of rising to the top and is kind of catching people more.
Yeah, no, it's a good idea.
Okay, any other questions? Are we using the Q&A feature? I'm going to check chat just in case anyone else is asking.
I had another point on social media. I don't remember if I said it, but if you really want to be in a certain publication, did I say this? You want to, on social media, I guess I said that, like them on Instagram, follow them, comment. Because they all are being judged on how many Instagram followers they have. So if you show them some love, it kind of, it just, when you email or whatever, they might say, oh, I've heard of you, I know you. It's not a bad thing.
Make yourself known. That's a good point. Okay, we have another question from Terry. Are we better off holding our projects to present to newspapers or show them on our social media? Great question. Will magazines still allow the photos if they've been all over your social media? Great question. I think about that too.
Yeah, I think the magazines will care if it's been all over your social media.
So if we think it's a great project, we should hang on to it?
I think more and more people are going to want, it's so competitive to get into magazines that you've got to be exclusive. You've got to say, you're getting this. I'm not giving this to other people. It's not on social media. Here it is. I mean, that's just a good offer. And then they'll get back to you. And, it varies by publication. Somebody may say, I really don't care, but some will. So exclusivity, it's one thing I didn't bring up. It's very important. Yeah.
Okay. Still, okay. Okay, Nancy. Hi, Nancy has a question. Can you please speak a bit about podcasting and IGTV?
Okay, podcasting, it's just something that's becoming popular. I don't know how to set one up, but it is kind of like the new form of radio. Business of Home has one. Luann Nigara has one. IGTV is a longer format Instagram. Um, I know that a lot of people, they've been doing Instagram lives, a lot of the outlets, the top shelter magazines and stuff, and then they put them in the IGTV. So it allows you to, you can go on for 3 hours or whatever on Instagram Live. So it's being used a lot now. Yeah.
Okay. Who else has questions? Anyone have questions? Who do we have here? Anybody? All right. Speak now. Forever hold your peace, as they say. Okay.
There's a question.
Do we have another question? Can you see them on your end, Sarah?
It just said, I think Linda Kitson had a question or something.
If you can see it, grab it. I see all of my questions I think we've addressed here on the Q&A board.
2 above, to all panelists, 2 above. I'm not sure.
All right. That may be it. Last chance. It was great. I'm really actually looking forward to watching this again, and I'm sure I'm going to pick up some more nuggets because it was really packed with some great information. So thank you, Sarah. That was amazing. Don't forget, Sarah's going to be sending out that PDF. We're going to repost this on our YouTube channel. And also just want to remind everyone that to block off this time on your calendar, some upcoming events. Next week, we're going to have Eric Luthi from Designed, from Exceptional Flooring Concepts. They are launching a new program that they're excited to announce to designers, so we hope you can be there for that. May 21st, we're going to have a panel about design excellence. So we're basically going to be answering any questions that you have about entering the competition. We're going to have some people from the committee there to answer your questions. We're going to have the person who manages the competition software also to walk you through any technical questions that you may have. So you want to look forward to that. So keep watching our Facebook and Instagram for updates on Design Watch presentations. And any closing comments you want to make, Sarah, before we?
No, I mean, it's great. Yeah. Thank you all. I like giving me the
thrilled to have you. It's nice to see you, even though you're far away. It's nice to see you. And thanks so much, everybody. I guess we're going to be signing off. So everybody have a great day. We'll see you here this time next week, I hope. Everybody take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.